All right, let me introduce my guest, Sadick Adams, and what's the time now? Okay, we have a lot of time. And Ibrahim Sanni Daara. Let's see how. Okay, that's how the studio is shaped up. Let me ask them first, both of them, before we get into the conversation. And I promise you that Ibrahim will tell us the Kevin-Prince Boateng story. He will tell us. Do you want me to tell you the Junior Agogo story? Yampo Fuankra knows that story. He's the National Sports Council boss, so I don't want to talk about that. Let's look at the team, the lineup of the best Ghanaian team that was produced, and then we can discuss that. And then we move on with the conversation. Yeah, the 11 is going to come on the screen in a bit, and then we can look at it. Okay. Well, so it's a team of 11 players. And it has four people who are still playing for Ghana. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right. Sorry, viewers, it took a bit. Ibrahim, can you see clearly?
Yes, I can see it.
So goalkeeper, are we agreed on that one?
Yes, he...
what's his name?
Jaden.
Yeah.
Jaden Odro. Is it Osro or Odro?
Netherlands.
Yes.
Yes.
Netherlands under 21 national team. Good goalkeeper.
Okay. Very good goalkeeper.
We agree on that. And then who is in there? Salisu.
Yes, yeah, we have Salisu.
Number 4 position.
Can you
expand it a little bit?
Yeah, but that's Salisu.
Yes.
That's Salisu.
Salisu and Hein.
Okay, maybe I'll just go on the touch screen and.
Yes.
Swedish guy.
Yes.
Yeah, Hein.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Benjamin Henrich.
Yes.
You agree on that? He plays for Germany.
Yes.
Yes, he plays for Germany.
He visited Ghana in 2019 and wanted an association with the Black Stars at that point, but he wasn't that popular.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
He wanted to play for Ghana. Yes, can you expand it, please?
Yes.
He wanted to play for Ghana.
I actually interviewed him in 2019. I remember very well. He came and visited Ashanti region, and he's so fond of Ghana. And so at that point, he wanted to get a connection to a member of the Football Association, but he wasn't a top player then. He was playing for the
How many years ago was this? Can you divide the screen so they can see the studio?
I think July 2019. Yeah, he came here for the summer holidays and wanted to fraternize.
What club was he playing for?
I think that he was playing for is it Hamburg under 19 or so. He was at Hamburg, yeah.
All right, let's move on. I wanted you to divide the screen, but let's move on. Let's get the picture back. We're still looking at the players and looking at the team.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So then next is Thomas Partey, of course, in the heart of midfield.
No, on the right.
On the right is Partey.
Frimpong.
Oh, Jeremy Frimpong, the right back.
Yes.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Yes.
Why did we lose that to Sadick? Would you know, Ibrahim? Do you know?
Yes. Initially, he also wanted to play for Ghana. The call-up wasn't coming. I remember a couple of times I'd told some of our previous coaches, have a look at this guy.
Yes.
He was a young budding talent, but a lot of them at that age, he was then 17. A lot of them felt that he wasn't ready yet. And then, and he had an opportunity to play for Holland and England and Germany.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
How come?
Yeah, his parents, one parent was living in Germany, the other in Holland. They came to settle in the UK when the EU, they migrated from the EU and came to the UK. But actually, he speaks pristine, pure tree.
Oh, you're serious?
I'm telling you, pristine, pure tree.
Sadick was on the team before?
Oh, he does. I think he has a video on social media where you're speaking tree in the German. He was in Germany then.
Oh, I see.
Yes, he was in Germany.
He speaks pristine, pure tree.
But you have been at the helm of affairs in the FA. Why did we not? Why did it go?
Himself and Callum Hudson-Odoi, when Callum went
all of them,
they speak
and
tree.
Mensah.
Yeah.
Timothy Mensah.
Yeah,
they all speak tree.
How did we miss something like that?
Well, you see, at that age, when you are 18, a lot of the top senior national team coaches won't have faith or won't take the risk at that time. Because
in Europe
you are
or
playing
here? Okay.
Maybe at that time you are playing in the junior national team, in the juniors. He was at the Manchester City team and was playing for the juniors.
Okay.
And at that time, we also had a lot of Ghanaian youngsters there.
Yeah.
A lot of Ghanaian youngsters from the Right to Dream Academy. At that point, they had a partnership.
Thomas Japan,
yes.
Abu.
All of those.
We lost all of them?
No, we didn't lose them.
Japan
but if you can just oppose it with the fact that at that time, these players were not even starters in the Black Stars, and you pull out this guy and make him a starter, it will cause a bit of a
But at least we can bring him in be part of the team and secure the citizenship thing?
I think it's an approach.
Yeah, going forward, we should
that
look at that.
must be taken. A pragmatic approach.
I think Tony Bafo has suggested this 10 years ago that we set up camp bases in Netherlands, in England, in Germany, and have some of these ex-players like Otto Addo, who coaches in Netherlands,
to be there,
to be monitoring them, try to start them from.
Oh, at the 12 years, 13 years, Ghanaian boys.
The parents gather during the weekend. They know who is the good child, who is a Ghanaian child with a Ghanaian descent and plays very well. Because at that point, there are so many players in the pool of the junior national teams of Netherlands or England, and they may not consider a Ghanaian until he's extremely good.
Yes,
so then you have to bring them into the Ghana under 17. You bring them to Ghana, try to let them fraternize, get soaked in the culture early on. So if you have a Ricardo, you have Tony Bafo in Germany, you have some of these ex-players who are coaches there.
Michael Essien is now in England.
Michael Essien is there.
You can take Steven appear to be in Turkey.
Yes. So if we set up 3 or 4, because the Moroccans have it now in Netherlands, because they know that's where a lot of the Netherlands and Spain. And we know for Ghanaians, it's purely England and Germany. So you can set up 2 camp bases and have some ex-players
in Holland as well. Ghana is in Holland.
And Holland as well. At least you can have a pool of 20 players, young players. You definitely nip like 2 or 3 of them to fill the void. A player like Jeremy Frimpong would have been easier to attract to play for under 20, because they would want to play for the Black Starlets or the Black Starlights at the under 20 World Cup, and then get the Ghanaian identity better at that point. Because once you play for the under 20, it becomes easier to be introduced in the Black Stars. But we don't have them early on. And by the time you realize you have a solid team in there, how do you bring Jeremy Frimpong in when we have a very solid right back? Then he's 16, 17. But by the time the very good right back for the Black Stars begins to fade away, then Jeremy Frimpong has been called into the north. He's 23. So this is the gap that we have to fill at this point, because some of these players are incredibly good. They've gone through the right.
Let's talk about Kobe Menu.
Do
we have a story? He's also in the lineup over there.
Yeah.
Do we have a story?
His story is completely an English boy born in the UK and everything. He didn't have any contacts with the federation at all. Purely English, tapped in by the English football youth monitoring system from the age of 12. So they've been monitoring
at 12.
Yes, at 12
for the English national team.
English national team. So a lot of these boys, some of these boys were penned down for the junior national teams of the various national teams long ago.
We don't have that system.
We don't have that system. Well,
early scouting.
Yes. This thing that Sadick spoke about of Tony Bafo is one thing that the previous administration and even now President Kurt has also spoken about. It comes down to one, most importantly, funding.
Oh, to create the infrastructure.
To create the infrastructure and fund it. Everything in Europe costs money.
A lot of money.
To say we want to hold the training camps for them, it costs money. Everything costs money. So something has to give. If we want to go in deep like the Moroccans have gone, we'll be able to get good talents.
And that'll take us to semi-finals of the World
Cup. Yes.
And the branding we get from there, we can get the money back.
There's a chap at Real Madrid called Ibrahim Diaz. He had the opportunity to play for the Spanish national team and Morocco. He chose Morocco.
Oh, I see.
Yes. There are lots of players like that, but it depends on how we approach them. We should have a more pragmatic approach in the way we attract them. But as a country, you must also take the decision that if we want to do football, we must do football. Let's not do it deep. Yes, we must dig deep.
And I think that's how come we went to the first World Cup. I knew a bit about it. I mean, the first 2005's funding was the biggest for, if you put all the World Cup campaigns together of the past, they will still put together, will not match the Kufuor 2005, 2006, brought in Guinness. And it was a humongous amount of money.
Forget about corporate sponsorship. But the general fundraising across the diaspora.
Yes.
And it was the highest amount of money we had generated when it was read in Parliament. The global funding, because churches were donating. In 2004, 2005, Dominic Fobi led that Professor Dominic Kovion, when he was a sports minister, led the global fundraising and Ghanaians in
for
Germany.
the Black Stars at the World
For
Cup.
the Black Stars. He was
to go to the Germany World Cup.
disclosed in Parliament that we've raised over 50 billion then, the old cities, for the Black Stars, and we have already dispensed it. So it was a global fundraising by the diaspora. The sports minister was globe-trotting, soliciting
It's a lot of
funds.
money. It's money. It's real. It's money. It's money that makes the difference.
It's really
You see,
money.
the thing
And if you
is-
look at these new countries, Cape Verde, and it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. The thing is, you see, President Kufuor was a former chairman of Kotoko.
Yes. He understood.
So
it.
he understood football. President Mills was a former chairman of Hearts of Oak, former Black Stars Management Committee.
Yeah.
So he understood it. And I think that this is the level of understanding we must come to. You've been to Morocco.
Yeah.
You've seen what they've done at the King
Massive.
Mohammed Academy.
Yeah.
This is a project by the king himself. It sits directly opposite his house.
$75
It's
million.
massive. 4 5-star hotels.
For academy boys
National team,
national
yes.
to camp there,
Everything. They even host African national teams there for free.
or they can host you to camp there.
Paul.
To come there.
And the facilities are massive.
Real Madrid camped there, and
train.
Ancelotti rated it the best facility he's ever trained at.
Yes.
Real Madrid.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes. So they are putting in money and all of these things. We must put a lot of attention in the way we fund grassroots football and all of those things. The Colts football,
But
now
now we
the
have a few
academies.
academies in
Yes.
town.
We should do both. I think we can marry the two.
Yeah.
I think we can marry the two. Marry the two, do schools football like we used to do, the
Yeah,
Milo
yeah,
schools.
d'accord.
Let's revive all of these things. And I'm confident that with people like Haruna, who now understands football, with him owning football clubs
Yeah.
in the country,
Yeah.
it's something he must take seriously. There are talents within the system. Fatau is his boy, Haruna's boy, that he got from the SSS system.
Oh, Fatah, the goalkeeper.
No, Fatau
Fatau
Isaku.
Isaku, yeah.
Yes. So these are some of the benefits.
Oh, he's Haruna's
we
player?
can- Yes, he's
Yeah.
Haruna's player. He stayed in Haruna's house.
He's been with him for 8 years now.
Yes. He stayed in his house like his child.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that we must averse our minds to. Let's see the best practices that are being done in other countries and let's implement them. Some of them might not cost that much. Like, the youth, the grassroots system and all of these. It might not cost much. It will bring a lot of excitement and a lot of opportunities to bring to the
Okay,
country.
you were part of Kevin-Prince Boateng coming to town. Do you
Yes.
regret it?
I regret it.
You do?
Yes.
Why?
I regret it because I did it with all my heart and my mind. I was then working at the BBC. And I took it upon myself that he was a good player. I needed to support the system. At that time, the FA were, what if?
This was Kusinyantichi's FA.
Yes.
Yeah.
What if? But I had to, exert some pressure on the president and a few others, and the switch went through. Now, Paul, do you know that Kevin is not played in any AFCON qualifier?
But when you brought him in, what was the first game he played?
One of the friendlies, I think, against Jamaica before the World Cup.
In
2010.
England?
In England.
Yeah.
Yes. But the truth is that since he came to the national team, it looked too opportunistic in my liking. If I reflect and see what happened subsequently, the fact that he won't play in an AFCON qualifier against DR Congo, 3 days later we are playing a friendly against England, he turns up, the players revolt, he's sent away.
Oh, I see.
Yes!
At the Wembley game?
Yes!
Oh, this happened at the Wembley
Yes,
game.
the
This is the
players
first time I'm
revolted.
hearing it.
Yes, the players revolted because they are going to DR Congo to go and play a very difficult away AFCON qualifier.
And he won't show up.
He will show up because he claims he was injured. 3 days later, we are playing England. He turns up, I want to play. The player said no. Montino
see.
go Babungo can't chop.
I didn't know that.
Yes, so it looked opportunistic in my nature, and upon reflection, it's been the same story. It's been the same story. So I think that we should have a new approach.
But he scored a great goal for us in South Africa.
Paul, what is the long-term benefit? After one tournament, you disappear?
And everyone
have
believed
to-
that he
and-
gained admission to AC Milan because of Black Stars.
It is true.
He would never,
It
AC
is
Milan
true.
would
He
never
wouldn't
have
have,
played him.
his career was going awry before the Black Stars came for him. And when the Black Stars came for him, yes, he did well, But in the long-term effect, what effect did it have? It is what has led to the growth in the number of players not wanting to commit early, only want to commit when the World Cup is here. And that's
it's
why...
a Kevin story.
Yes, and that's why I think that you come to this point. That's why I'm vehemently opposed to Callum Hudson-Odoi in particular, and Nketiah coming to play for the Black Stars. And I say these things for these reasons. Number one, our former coaches, Kwesi Appiah, Chris Hughton, and our current coach, Otto Addo, have all made efforts to reach these guys.
Oh, you're serious?
Yes.
Since Kwesi Appiah?
Yes.
Yes.
They've made efforts for them to play for Ghana. Out of respect for such a respectable person for this country, you turn them down. These coaches go, you turn them down. Our FA president, the current FA president, has been there, met their families. They reject it. Now it's time for the World Cup, and you see that your career is maybe in the 10, somewhere in the corner, and you want to come. What message? You asked this question. It was a salient question. What message does it send to the other
signal
people?
are we sending?
Yes, and I look at it, and sometimes you look at the performances on the pitch. You look in some matches against Chad. I looked at us losing the ball in the middle of the field. If it was Mubarak Wakaso, he would put his leg into that tackle and stop the ball. But some of these players, I won't mention the names, the public know. Some of these players, because they got the national team call up on a silver platter, they think it's easy. Look at the ball Sibo played on Sunday. He lost the ball. He knew that it could result in a goal. He put himself on the line.
Even Jordan.
Yes.
Jordan really did.
Yes.
Well.
And I just oppose it with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Odoi is somebody who played for Hearts of Oak. You played together with Abedi Pele.
Oh, that's Odoi's son?
Yes. That's Odoi's son.
Odoi Plywood?
Yes.
Tlemcen Odoi?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. When did he go to London? When did Odoi go to London?
Many years ago. So you see, when
Hearts of Oak was Odoi.
Oh, yes.
Are you serious?
So when you have your teammates like Abedi Pele, who had the opportunity of their children playing for the French national team, but they impressed upon them to do this. For me, it's a crying shame that such a player who has experienced the love people of Ghana.
Or maybe the young man didn't listen to him.
Maybe. And it is possible.
When they grow, they don't
listen. It is possible. They have their freedoms there and all of those things. But at this point, we must send a message. Even for me, I'm not talking emotionally, I'm talking out of experience. And what message we send to people in the future.
But is that all what it's about? I'm asking you, I'm going to him. Is that all what it's about? What it is also about? It's about winning the World Cup or going to the World Cup to do well with resources. Well, human resources. I'll come to you. You keep that question. Sadick, let me take your introductory remarks on this whole conversation about should we call someone. I mean, what Ibrahim said that has surprised me, which I didn't know, was the amount of incursions we have made onto these families. Yes. 3 FA coaches, 3 FA presidents, and they all said, no, I won't play for Ghana. Is that what they said, or they said, give me some time to think about it?
We followed reports like that, and the time they want us to give to them to think about it is about them weighing the options, whether they will have an opportunity. Their first option is to play for their European country. It is not about thinking about playing for the Black Stars. They want to bid their time and see if the England call-up will come and be consistent. If the German national team call-up will come. And Sanni makes a very good point. I think that the root cause of some of these issues has got to do with their parents. For those I've spoken to, about 90% of them, and Tony Yeboah has said this to me and to others publicly. He had a nephew in England. He's also Yeboah. He played for the German, was it Netherlands? Austria. Under 20, yes. Says he would never advise him to play for Ghana.
This is what Tony Yeboah said?
Of course, he said it publicly.
Why?
I don't know. A lot of the dads will rather choose or advise their kids to play for the European
Is it
countries.
those guys who have played football?
Some of them have played.
Or those who haven't
Tony
played
Yeboah is supposed to be a legend and can easily influence a nephew to play for Ghana when he was in top form. But he said he would never advise him. So there is an issue, because if you have parents who have played for the national teams of Ghana and who have kids outside the country, then it would have been easier. But these are people who are advising them to bide their time and wait to get national team call-up in England or Germany or Netherlands. And if they don't have, this is an African problem. It happens with Nigeria, Iwobi and co. They wait at a point where the call-up is no more coming.
But Iwobi has played AFCON.
Yeah, he's played in AFCON, because at a point he realized that the crack team that England has will
There's
be
no space for
near impossibility for him.
Yeah.
For Chancellor Mbemba, for Gal Kakuta, played for Chelsea. At the height of his career, DR Congo went calling for 3-4 years. When he turned 30, then all of a sudden he became a Congolese. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka played 1 or 2 games for England at 32 or 30, then decided that there is a Congolese blood flowing through him.
But I saw Amad Diallo playing for Cote d'Ivoire today. I was so impressed.
Yes,
of course.
He's been playing for
them for
like 20 years.
Yes.
That guy is going somewhere, man.
The relationship between the French countries, especially Cote d'Ivoire, there is an issue of the player knowing that this is my roots.
Okay.
Because Abedi Pele has done something that needs to be commended, and we normally underrate the contribution that Abedi has done. Because Jordan Ayew and Andre Ayew, apart from their form and the luster that comes with them, they also have the privilege that they can walk into teams in France and get national team call-ups.
Yes.
But Abedi Pele's influence...
Ayew, especially.
Andre Ayew.
When he was on top form for Marseille, the French will pick
At
him.
the age of 16, he was playing in the Marseille first team. Automatically, he could have played for the French national team.
No, remember when they loaned him to Ale Avignon?
Yes.
And then Selastete went for him for the under-20. That was when the French national team call-up came.
Yes.
When they realized...
It came?
Yes.
Of course.
They invited, called him for under-20.
Yes.
After we called him for the under-20, because he was the best player at Ale Avignon when Marcel wanted him to develop some muscles before he comes back. And then we brought him for the African under-20 championship then. And that's when the French national team call-up came. And everybody thought, no, they would just decide to play for France. He came to play for the under-20 team then.
I see.
Because we had already won the WAFU. So it depends largely on the parents' influence on when they say.
But you attribute this to Abedi Pele's influence? Maybe it's Dede himself.
No.
Dede grew up in East Lagos.
He was 16, 17.
Paul, let me tell you, a lot of the Ghanaian parents abroad talk down on Ghana.
To their children?
Yes. Of course.
They say, oh, where you come, mama,
Upra. Yeah, Juju.
Say. They talk really badly about Ghana. So when the kids grow, they have this mentality about Ghana. So a lot of the times, there's a German player I won't mention. He came to Ghana in June. Couple of years he's been coming. He was playing for one of the German Bundesliga teams. When he comes with his parents.
Yeah.
The last time he came alone. He experienced Ghana.
Proper.
Only 3 months later, the guy is coming back. He's buying a house in East Lagos. Says he doesn't want to stay in
It's
Europe.
happening to the December thing.
Yes.
When the children come to America, they say, but why are they on their phone?
Yes.
And Uber drivers are reporting, Dad, why did you say Ghana is bad?
Bad.
This is great. I love it. I love it. That's what is happening.
A lot of
African parents
we must stop this.
We can't stop it. How are we going to stop it?
No, we must stop it. You cannot talk down on your country.
We just have to show it. The way some of them come and realize that
Yes.
what they heard is not good. Let's show that.
Let them
Let's
feel
go
it
to the World
themselves.
Cup and win it. And they'll be happy in America to call themselves Ghana.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
they wear the Ghana jersey.
So for me, that commitment test must come. And for Nketia and Callum Hudson-Odoi, they are Ghanaians, they are children. We cannot send them away. But they must show commitment to the team. How?
Yes, how?
They should allow us to play the World Cup. And the 2027 AFCON qualifiers is around the corner. They should show their commitment there. Then they can play at the 2030 World Cup.
No, Eddie will be 31 by the next World Cup. This is the only World Cup. This is the only World Cup opportunity.
The AFCON is a prized competition. Play there
No,
first.
but I mean, Mohamed Salah plays in the AFCON.
Yes.
But Paul,
Yes.
the
But
first
on this one, I want to hear
Kevin-Prince Boateng's first call. I don't think you need to regret that. The 2010 one. Ghana was the last option. We wanted him.
So was Kevin out in 14?
No, he came for the 14 after.
But what happened? I'm talking about the Brazil one.
Yes,
The Brazil one.
Was he in part of the route?
He
and Sule.
Yes.
Oh, he and Sule occasioned that
Were the
route.
one, the two players.
So
who
go
were
back
sent.
to your point. I just wanted to remember that.
I'll narrate a story.
Yes, we need to hear it.
Yes.
But
So the 2010, the point where we got Kevin-Prince Boateng was when he needed Ghana and Ghana needed him. We should never understate the impact he had in that team in South Africa. He's a great player before playing for Ghana. He was a great player, full of indecisions and indiscipline. But we got him, and he needed Ghana for that surge that he got to Milan. Played his heart out and decided to visit Ghana after the 2010 World Cup, and went back to Italy. And you remember that interview? It was in Italian, and we got it translated. I think it took 3 weeks before the news got to Ghana that he said he visited Ghana and got disappointed. The streets were dark. The flight was horrible. The pitches were very bad, and he didn't think that he can survive here. And he doesn't want to do a 6-hour flight to Ghana to play. So he will wait and not decide to play for Ghana in any of the qualifiers. But then a month after we qualified, he failed Ghanaian again. That was when I thought we had become fools when we decided to invite him back.
For the 14 World Cup.
For the 14.
Yes.
The 2010 one was okay. Because he was a quality player then. We needed him. He showed at the World Cup. But after that interview and the lack of commitment he showed from 2010, between those times we played over 30 games. He never featured. Yes. When we qualified for the Brazil World Cup, he showed up again and we went up for him.
You know, and
we were part of that leadership.
Yes, and that will apply to the day-to-day. And this is...
The question is, why did you guys choose Kevin in 14?
think,
Given your philosophy now.
Perhaps it's the best person to answer that question would be Coach Kwesi Appiah.
Yeah. Did you exert influence on him?
No.
Are you sure about that?
No.
Okay.
No. But he will tell you today that he regrets the decision.
Yeah.
But this is one advice I'll give Otto Addo today. That there will be people, and I know that there were people from all sorts of places, people claiming to be experts, people claiming to know football, and the rest, bring this person, and they'll do it. From everywhere, people
To
who
put
have
pressure on him.
To put pressure on the coach.
For many players.
Many. Oh, bring this player.
Are there some players we are now going to know about?
Hey, Ghanaians.
Oh, I see.
You here. Ghanaians. Oh, we've got some player here. He used to play here. Go and bring him. They cause the problems in the team. And in
Those players who come in?
The thing is that at that stage, Kevin was sharing positions with Christian Atsu. And it was
on the field.
On the
Yes.
field.
You had to have either Kevin or Christian.
Christian Atsu.
For the World Cup in 14.
In 14.
Okay.
Atsu was clearly playing better.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, in 14, Achu was better.
Atsu was better.
But Kevin generally a better player than Achu?
No, at that time,
He was
injuries
wearing-
had taken
Achu is
toll.
faster, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Injuries had taken toll on
Faster
Kevin.
and committed.
Committed, yeah,
and
yeah.
all of that. That was when
So why did you bring him when Achu was there?
Kwesi Appiah will be the best person to answer that one.
Okay.
That was where the problem started. When we went to training and it was clear that Achu would start, that was where it started.
He was insulting
He
the
was
coach when
openly insulting the
he
coach.
saw the lineup.
Foul
Yes.
language, yes. I won't be able to repeat it on TV.
During the World Cup.
Training.
No, at
During
the restaurant.
It happened in the training
Training.
and continued to the restaurant.
He saw the coach that what?
Vulgar language.
Vulgar. I won't be able to.
Who was the captain of the team?
The captain of the team was Asamoah.
And he didn't do anything about it?
Master.
I like the way both of you are responding to. You can't do anything about Kevin-Prince.
Hey,
no.
Master. So please.
This 2014.
Yes.
John Mahama was president.
Yes.
Elvis Sefiri Ankara was a sports minister.
He was a sports
Was he
minister.
not in the camp with you?
He was in and out of the camp because he was also trying to bring money.
No,
no.
Because the
Following
money
the
was
money.
not coming.
Zani, you emphasize that he was running away from the players.
Yeah, Why? Because of the money.
But they were demanding for their money.
He brought the phone that President Mahama wants to speak to you, and they told him that go and tell him that we won't speak until we see the money. He was running away from the team.
So how was Kevin so indisciplined in a World Cup? Why did you sack him from the camp?
You know,
he was sacked.
Oh,
He was eventually sacked.
He was eventually sacked.
When everything was lost.
But these are experiences the coaches must carry. And I'll tell Otto Addo this. Otto, please take a cue to what happened to Kwesi Appiah. If people come to you, oh, we've got an experienced player here, go and bring him. No. Stay with the players you know that you can control. Don't go and bring any prima donnas who will come and disrupt your team. Look at players who are committed to Ghana, want to die for Ghana. Don't go and bring any prima donnas, please. When you were suffering during the qualifiers, nobody was listening. They were even angling for you to be sacked. Today that you have qualified and you are taking the team to the World Cup, they'll come, oh, we know this player, he's here, bring him here. And it was what they did to Kwesi Appiah. Exerting pressure on him from all angles.
For Kevin-Prince Boateng's decision, Kwesi Appiah is very close friends with Kwabena Yeboah. And I remember Kwabena Yeboah admonishing him not to call Kelvin. Kwabena went publicly to say that he'll be very disappointed. You know the relationship between Kwesi Appiah and Kwabena Yeboah. So if Kwabena goes public to say he'll be disappointed in Kwesi if he invites Kevin-Prince Boateng. So when the incident happened in Brazil, and Kwesi Appiah cried because of the insult, Kwabena Yeboah could not intervene at that point because he had regretted. Kwesi regretted, and if you read his book, Leaders Don't Have to Yell, one of the decisions that he regrets as of today is going against expert advice.
That don't bring Kevin
Kevin-Prince Boateng, because at that point he had nothing to lose.
But didn't he talk to the team? He didn't talk to his players, Sule Muntari, Asamoah Gyan.
No, Sule was best friends with Kevin, and so Sule wanted Kevin there.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
You see,
they were the Aluta leaders.
Yeah, I felt.
Where was Stephen Appiah in all of these conversations?
No, Stephen Appiah was not part.
He was not part of the team, but was he not there?
No, he wasn't there.
Oh, I see.
Appiah was not part of the management. I think that time was.
But Abedi Pele doesn't join the Black Stars on these things.
No, Abedi Pele is a reserved person. He doesn't meddle so much.
Okay, I see.
Keeps to himself.
So, Sadick, do you think that, on account of everything we've said, Hanson Odoi and Nketiah, what should be the verdict?
I have a very rough opinion on this, starting from Kevin-Prince Boateng and Kwesi Appiah. You remember that Kwesi Appiah from Wimbledon? And Iñaki Williams. You may invite enemies, but the point is that to play for Ghana, you must actually feel Ghanaian first. So when Iñaki said he doesn't feel Ghanaian and felt Ghanaian when we qualified for the World Cup, I thought that Kevin-Prince Boateng is repeating again.
Oh, Iñaki was with us in the World Cup.
Yes,
in Korea.
Qatar.
He was in Qatar.
But he played in AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. I saw him. I was there.
So it was after the World Cup.
So his first connection with us was World Cup.
Was the World Cup.
Oh, that's how we brought him in to help us for the World Cup.
Exactly. So he played in one or two.
But he didn't do well in the World Cup.
He didn't do well because there's the affinity is not there. To feel Ghanaian, look at Sibo.
No, but as for Inaki, he did something terrible. If we didn't have Kudus, that winning goal against Korea wouldn't have come. He should have scored a goal, and then he just did some big pound.
He was all
and Kudus just had to save the situation. He was a negative, and then in Cote d'Ivoire in the AFCON, he gave that awful back pass. I mean, it was a disaster.
It feels odd to see him in the Black Stars team, and not because he's not too good, but the players can also repel sometimes when they feel that this guy is not deserving.
They won't say it openly.
They won't say it openly. So when they say they are not passing to Iñaki, sometimes they know that there is a player who has committed, felt. Look at Afenajan situation. Played against Osimhen and co. Held the Black Stars in front in those two nerve-wracking games in Kumasi and in Abuja. I was in Abuja, Sani, when I entered the stadium as a fan and a journalist. I thought that the stadium was coming down. In fact,
the atmosphere was massive.
The atmosphere was massive at Moshood Abiola. Take out Kinshasa Stadium, the Reverend Father Raphael Stadium, and Abuja. I think these are the two stadia that I have felt violent. Terrifying and violent.
Intimidating,
Then I saw a secondary school graduate in Afenajan holding the Black Stars fort in 2 games. And then at the end of the qualification stages, we brought somebody who didn't feel Ghanaian to all of us.
Afghanistan didn't go to the World Cup.
No.
He was dropped.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Paul.
For Inaki.
Yes.
We cannot
You can't
say he was
say he
substituted
was
for him,
dropped
but of
for this
course,
person,
when you
but he
draft,
was
But
not
it's
part
a
of the
local
squad.
player.
No, he played in Italy.
he played in Italy.
You know, he
then.
was
But was
the.
not the one that they say he's going to be the next Asamoah Gyan?
Yes.
So what was the problem?
No, we should have brought Afenajan to the World Cup to probably understudy if we wanted to build him. So it killed his morale.
So he doesn't play for Ghana anymore?
He
He's
came
not being
recently.
called.
He's
Not being called
yeah.
very often, and his club career was not taken off
Yeah, it's not
as
that
it
good.
should. Yeah.
But look at Semenyo, for instance.
Yes.
He's more successful than Nketiah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a bit
Semenyo's father played for Co United when
You have fill out.
when patron
Who's patron?
Sickens.
when Sickins was in charge of Co
Oh, but that's
United.
a long time. Oh.
Yes.
That's Alaji Bello.
Yes.
Ibrahim Meriga.
Yes.
That's too old.
Yes.
No, right.
His father.
84, right?
Yes. In the 80s.
Anthony Eboa's
1980,
Yes.
84 to
Siki
90.
Akono.
Yes.
Yeah.
His father played for Co United.
Oh, I
Imagine.
see.
Yes. So he is somewhere, he's sitting somewhere around Alisa. He came for the match.
The man.
The man. He has impressed on his son to play.
Because Semenyo has done well.
He's done
And he's
well.
been improving in his club side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when he comes, even if he doesn't score, you can see the commitment on the
He
pitch.
seems to
Because
have
he's
it.
always wanted to play for Ghana,
It's true.
even when he was in the League Two.
It's true.
I saw him in England in I think in 2017, and he was rising from the League Two.
Yeah.
He's always wanted to play for Ghana, and his family have, because he didn't go through the academy system
Yes.
like
And
the
you don't get the
typical
exposure.
junior national
Yes,
team exposure.
yes.
Oh, he didn't go to academy system in England.
Yes.
Not the typical junior
Okay,
national
okay,
team of
okay,
England.
okay,
He was playing for some smaller clubs, but the prospect was there. So once he got the League Two and the Championship, he's always wanted to play for Ghana.
He's a striker.
He's a striker.
Yeah, of course, a playmaker and a striker.
That comes,
Yeah, he's
that
sort of
brings-
he has a
Playmaker,
playmaking
yeah,
ability.
Yes.
playmaking abilities.
That brings us to this point that even with Nketiah and Hudson Odoi, I've got players in this team who are better than them.
I was coming to Gary Smith's question.
In truth, number one, are these players better than Mohamed Kudus? No.
No, but they're not the same type of player, so you have to.
They will share positions in some way, somehow.
Oh, but Eddie's
On
a
the-
striker.
Eddie is a striker.
Yeah.
You know Kudus can play as a striker too.
I've not seen that.
Oh, he's
I
played
have
as a
seen
false
that.
nine for
Yes.
Ajax in Champions League
I
and
have
was the
seen
top
that.
scorer.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
I've
The Messi type of nine.
Yeah. false nine,
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yes. I've seen that. And on the right hand side of where you were, parroting for him, for Eddie or Hudson to be, we've got embarrassing riches in that area.
Where?
On the right hand side.
Jordan.
Number one.
The wings is packed.
It's packed.
The wings
Ah,
is
There's
Jordan
Kamal
and
Din,
who?
Jordan, Kamal Din
Kamal Din.
Suleimana,
Fatau
and
Isaku.
Fatau Isaku, and Esuyama,
Jose Pinsel.
Jose Pencil.
Oh, we are strong on the flanks.
No,
Like
Kale.
seven.
No, wait,
seven,
flanks.
seven strong wingers.
Even,
That is the old
this
number
boy
7
at
and 11.
MLS,
7-11.
Osman Bukari.
Osman Bukari.
He can't even get in the team. The one that scored against Portugal and made that Cristiano Ronaldo cell, he can't even get into the team.
His records with the Black Stars is quite incredible.
So technically, you
Technically.
think that, but this is a tournament, death of squad.
Yes, depth of squad.
We
But
already have it?
We have it. In those positions that they are.
Do we have a number 9? I saw somebody ask that on social media. Do we have a number
Look, Paul,
9?
if any of them had the stature and the pedigree of Kevin-Prince Boateng before 2010, I would have agreed because he fitted perfectly in that team. We needed a playmaker and he was brought in. At this point, I don't see any of Callum Hudson-Odoi whose career has taken a nosedive. And Nketiah, of course, is a goal poacher. But the point is, who in this team are they supremely
But
better
answer
than?
my question.
I don't
My
want.
question is,
Yes.
do we have a number 9, an arrowhead?
We will have
like
an-
Nketiah. We don't have.
No, he's not the only arrowhead.
It's not the only.
I know,
arrowhead.
do
He's
we
not
have
the
one in
only
the Black
arrowhead
Stars?
Ghanaian.
Around the world?
Paul,
Of course.
There's around the world. There's a
Yes,
striker.
there's
There's
a
a
striker.
striker called Andreas Tete. He's the leading scorer in the Greek top flight.
Yeah.
How many has he scored?
6 goals in 6
Oh, no,
matches.
no, but you can't compare the Greek top flight to Crystal Palace, Arsenal.
Master, if he's committed to Ghana, let him do it.
But I saw that question. I think it's a relevant
yes,
question.
It's a relevant question.
We don't seem to have a direct arrowhead number 9
If
as
we
part
have
of a team going to a World Cup tournament.
These are arguments to create space for him.
Yes.
We try to create
but it's a legitimate question.
very
It's
legitimate,
a legitimate
but
question.
it is a team that is not in dire need of strikers. Because we've had
We
Jordan.
can
ever
score.
say that?
We
Can you
can,
ever say
we
that?
can score
We
from
can
all
score.
angles.
What is Jordan?
We've had Jordan
attacking
Ayew.
from the right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like
he
an
attacks-
7.
Yes, he can. In fact, he can even play as an arrowhead.
In the
I think I've seen him play as an
Yes,
arrowhead in
yes.
England before.
Yes.
in the entire FIFA World Cup qualification across the world, he has the highest goal contribution.
Yes.
Jordan.
14 goal contributions entirely. Not
7
Africa.
goals and
7 goals,
seven
7 assists in this World Cup qualification. If you want to create space, you can decide to get a position that typifies the player you want to bring in. You want an embodiment of a
What
player.
does Otto Addo play? Is it a 4-4-2?
I think 4-3-3 generally, and
4-3-3
sometimes
generally
5-4-1.
variates it depending on the.
So if it's
opponent.
4-3-3, who is a front 3 normally?
Jordan Ayew is there,
On the right.
Kudus is there, and he likes to
Oh,
play.
Kudus is the front 3.
Yes, he likes to play Semenyo.
Yes.
So Kudus, Jordan, Semenyo are our last 3.
And when Iñaki is there, we know Otto Addo is also fond of Iñaki.
Sometimes you bring him in.
we-
Okay, but if we are reverting that to a 4-4-2, who would be the 2?
Who would
Kudus.
be the 2 would be Kudus
And Jordan.
and Jordan. Yeah.
I think he plays.
Then we are not bad.
He plays Semenyo.
No, Semenyo and Jordan.
instead.
Semenyo and
Semenyo
Jordan.
and
Kudus
Jordan.
will drop
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Semenyo instead. And
We
Jordan.
are not bad.
We are not that
No,
bad.
we are not bad. We
But
are
we
not
need
bad.
a depth of squad.
We just have to be patient as Ghanaians. We just have to be patient. We should not expect that we'll go to the World Cup and win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Please, let's be patient. Let's be measured.
So if we
The
won't
squad
win, we should
had-
expect that what we'll go
No, the-
game after game.
Yes.
Okay.
The squad we had in the 2010 World Cup is not the same squad of today.
That was a good one.
Yes.
Could have won
Our
that.
squad will grow.
Even 14 was good.
No,
Yes.
14 was better than 2010.
I agree with you. 14 was better than 2010.
The difference is
I agree.
in coaching and tactical discipline.
No, the 14 was better. I think the 14 was a catastrophe of money. But otherwise,
Of course.
14 could have gone very
No,
far.
I think
Just look at the game with Germany
Control and management.
and see
like you
how
said.
Germany demolished Brazil
Yes.
at home.
No.
Brazil playing at home.
Have you seen the
And we
bench?
held them.
And look at
Have
how
you-
we held
the
them.
bench.
In fact, we nearly beat
Yeah,
them.
we
Yeah,
really
yeah.
did.
The bench had quality than the 2010. Because the 2010 team was virtually under 20 players who were promoted.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't even have any belief in that team going into the World Cup until Milo.
No,
had-
2010 is South Africa.
South Africa.
Oh, it was a good team. Asamoah Gyan good
no,
team.
No, he means the bench.
The bench.
Oh, the bench of that team.
Yes.
The bench,
Okay,
the
okay,
bench of the 2014 team had quality than 2010.
Oh, I get it.
2010 World Cup were under 2009
Yeah,
World
those
Cup
World
winning
Cup. Yeah,
team
yeah,
who were promoted. Dominica Dia, Andrea Ayew, Jonathan Mensah,
Inkum.
was Andre on the bench in South Africa?
No, he
when
played.
Apia, he started.
Or he was coming in,
Yes.
in and out?
Yeah.
He was starting.
He was starting.
He was
and
starting.
Then who was coming for
Sule,
him?
he was benching Sule.
Sule.
Oh, Sule was coming. Oh, but the game in which Sule scored, Sule started.
Yes.
That was the quarterfinal game.
I think Andre was
He had cards.
Andre,
Yeah.
Andre was ruled out in.
Yeah.
I see.
So we took a lot of them, the 20 boys,
Yes.
to the
Those who
World
had won the World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah.
And then the
Ajiman Bedu was in that team.
yes.
Ajman
No,
Badu
he was injured.
He was injured before the World Cup.
Okay.
He was
Ajman
injured.
Badu and ACN both were injured.
Michael?
before Michael
Yes.
is here.
Also, Michael didn't play South
No,
Africa.
he
He
missed
didn't
South
play in
Africa.
South
I can't remember
Yes.
that.
But you can imagine that at that time we had a midfield trio. Of
Well, then
let's
that's
say-
what gave way to Kevin, I think.
Yes.
If
Yes.
Michael had
Yes.
been fit,
That's why he was
Kevin
perfectly
wouldn't have-
suited for the
Yeah,
2010 team because
Yeah.
we were in need of Anthony Anantu was missing.
Yes.
oh, we lost Antoniana
We
for
lost
the game.
Yes.
Anthony Anantu, so we
Yes.
had 3 midfielders out of.
Oh,
the-
then our team could have been better.
Oh yes.
Without the injuries,
Oh
it would
yes.
have been
Without
much
the
better.
injuries.
Yes.
So this is why we have to pray against injuries. Those of our players, and I'm praying.
But this is why you may have to
desperately-
take Eddie and Hansen Odo.
No,
for injuries.
I'm praying desperately that our injured players get better, particularly Daniel Kofi-Chere.
He's a good player. Eh?
Oh my God.
What position? does
Our
he
best
play?
playmaker, actually.
Yes, our best,
best playmaker.
So that will
at the
release
moment.
Kudus to go forward
Yes.
a bit more. Yeah.
And then there's Nuyama who's also injured. We've got a few others.
On the wings, we even took him out of the wingers.
Yes,
That's
we even took
9
Nuyama
wingers.
out of 9 wingers. 9.
You were talking about the differences in 2010, 2014, and you mentioned technical differences.
Yes.
Should we keep Otto Addo?
Yes.
Is your friend?
No. He doesn't need to be my friend.
Do you think we should keep him?
I think I like the fact that we mostly want to make examples with Aliou Cisse. And at this point, our best bets for a coach to get that sort of longevity for the Black Stars is Otto Addo. He hasn't gotten that kind of top-level experience. But the World Cup in Qatar should be the benchmark. It should be the kind of experience every coach would want. At least he has lessons from there. So it will make way, it will compensate for his lack of experience. He's been at the World Cup before. So if you are bringing in a coach, how many coaches have coached at the World Cup before to have that experience? So the lessons of 2022 should be the guiding principle for...
What are his strong areas? I saw the team play on Sunday, and it was very different from the game that we played in Chad. There was a lot of confidence in the players. Their passing ability was there. They were playing with ease. It was flowing. I don't know whether because it's a home game. Then I also saw Otto Addo in the second leg in Abuja, and that was a tactical masterpiece.
I think World Cup qualifications are his forte.
There's no doubt about that. That Abuja game was a tactical masterpiece. We had no right to go to Abuja and win and qualify with a 1-1 draw. We were going to be mauled by Nigeria the way they did to Benin today.
We were out of that World Cup.
That's what I can remember of him. During the World Cup, there were struggles, and his whole conversation about Gideon Mensah and not starting Gideon Mensah and will be starting, what's the Dream Academy boy's name? Baba Rahman. And he had to, that became a bit of a problem. It appeared that he was being put under pressure by Keto Kreku and etc. Everyone has denied the pressure, but people thought so. That was one of the small negatives of his campaign. Otherwise, I don't find any reason why we really should be thinking about changing him. However, should we get some support for him?
That's the point I was about to make.
And what kind of support?
People in his camp normally say he doesn't listen.
Doesn't listen?
Yes, that's what they say. He doesn't listen.
Is he married?
Yes.
He doesn't listen? How does he survive?
He's not coaching women, remember?
Yeah, I get it.
But it's different at home.
He doesn't listen.
He doesn't listen because...
To alternative ideas.
Yes, he wants to go with this and he sticks. That's what they say. But I think that if he can be much more understanding of his environment and surroundings, the people around him, not to be influenced, but at least if he can listen, because there are things that go beyond technical ideas when it comes to the Black Stars. At this point, what we need to do is to have a very solid and crack team around Otto Addo. Analysts, top-class analysts, if we can pay them.
Analyzing the game.
Analyzing the game. At the World Cup.
What about training and developing strategy for the game?
I think that we have men for that.
They can do that. Who are you relying on for that?
Well, even in Ghana here, there are coaches who came to help. George Boateng and co.
Yes, I remember that.
I mean, top-level coaches when it comes to training and setting up the structure at the training grounds. But the World Cup is more of analysis, a single minute, statistics. And these European teams are more of looking at your team, not the quality of players you have, but looking at flaws in your team. And to be able to do that in seconds, sometimes Otto Addo is on the touchline for 20 minutes, and you clearly can see at the World Cup in Qatar that he's lost, he needs support.
He's lost what?
He's lost the focus to decide on what to do, because
how are you able to tell that from his body language?
Oh, but of course, if you watch the game and you see that coaches are reading the game and against Uruguay, it's a game that we didn't need to lose. We were going into the game as with the upper hand. But Otto Addo...
Psychological upper hand is what you refer to? Or technical upper hand?
But Otto Addo has admitted that he overthinks. And when somebody overthinks, it's full of indecisions. So it's the point. He emphasizes the point I'm making. He overthinks because there are pretty straightforward decisions to take, and I don't know whether he is scared to take them, whether he wants to experiment more. But at the World Cup, you cannot experiment. But
if you say all this, how then should we retain him?
No, but who do you bring at this point?
Javier Reina.
Yeah, we've always been Javier Reina. He's qualified.
What about Cisse, the former Senegalese coach? What's his name?
The coach of Libya now.
Oh, Libya is out.
Yes.
Libya is not going anywhere.
Now, Paul, let me bring you.
We'll let him finish. So you finish on. So your take on keep Otto Addo, get a psychologist for him to stop overthinking. And then get him some technical support.
And get him some technical support. If we have 4, 5 crack team around him,
he has to listen
in
to
the various key positions, and he has to listen to them, I think he will do well, because it will be very difficult to bring in a coach now. Nigeria did it last Lajabak, and it was a complete disaster. You bring in a top-level coach, and he has 2 months to fraternize, 2 months to understand the play. This is not club football. It's national team, and you only have them for a week or 2 before the friend. I think he's known them enough, and if he doesn't use and exploit from the experience he had in Qatar, and Otto Addo exits this World Cup in the group stage, he has no business with the team again.
Also, you want to give him a contract term.
Yes.
Qualify the Black Stars out of the group stages or bring the resignation.
At least to the quarterfinals.
Oh, quarterfinal. That's a big ask.
No, we've been there before.
Oh, we've been there only once.
We've been there before.
We've been there only once.
But if you say, hey, what are you going to do at the World Cup?
No. I'm not saying we cannot do anything at the World Cup, but we should be measured in our
But how is
measured for a team that had 1 minute away from the semi-final?
Paul, let's be honest.
So what are the standards?
Let me suggest that this team can't make it to the quarterfinal.
I'm not saying, but I say let's be measured. Let's play one game.
Being measured for me is the quarterfinal.
Is to win.
Be measured for you.
Being measured
for me, I say let's play one game at a time.
I understand that.
In this moment, we don't know our opponents yet.
You also don't know Asani.
Yes,
Ibrahim,
I'm coming. Let's be measured.
Quarterfinals should be the benchmark.
No, I'm not saying it should be. It shouldn't be the benchmark.
That's the last
but I
8,
say,
out of 48.
But I say,
that's not simple.
But I say, let's be measured. I say this cautiously because when we wake up people and get them into feeling that this is what we have to do, the expectation is high, overly high. It puts pressure on everybody.
But we need to put pressure on them.
No.
But the reason why we want Ketia and Odo is that we want
to go to the quarterfinal. It doesn't mean you should put pressure on them.
It's not an expectation.
You should allow them to take one match at a time, and that is how you win. When people least expect you, that is when you surprise them.
Question on Otto Addo.
Yes. Let me take you to his trajectory. And on this basis, let me start on the basis that I think that he's running a very, very effective system. Consider the fact that we crashed out disastrously from the AFCON qualifiers. And I hold this belief that every complex system is bound to fail at a point. That the speed of recovery is the best measure of an effective system. This is what he has demonstrated. That we are running an effective system. Why? Otto's history with World Cup is checkered. But his record with Ghana coaching is excellent.
You mean his record World Cup player? As a player?
As a coach.
Oh, he's coached him to the World Cup before?
You didn't know that he was a scout for Ghana at the 2010 World Cup?
Okay.
He was a scout also at the 2014 World Cup. Indeed. That analysis that Kwesi Appiah used, I'm not taking the credit away from Kwesi Appiah because he's the coach, he takes full credit. But Otto was in charge of analyzing the German team.
That would got us to draw with them.
Yes.
But he's German, so perhaps he helped it.
That tells you the level of intelligence. And this is why I believe in him. I strongly believe in him that of the many Ghanaian coaches we've had, we have abroad, he's the one that has had more experience at the wheel than anybody else. He was at Norgeland for 4 years as the assistant coach before he went to Dortmund. And it's sad for me that a lot of people said, oh, he's a trainer scout. He was not. He was given the world-class players to manage and coach. Do you know he was in charge of Haaland?
Erling Haaland? I've heard that, yeah. At Dortmund.
And
Bellingham.
Oh, Haaland played in Bellingham?
He played with Dortmund.
Yeah.
Okay. When you go to Dortmund as a player, they give you a coach who will look at you to groom you to become a world-class player. That was Otto Addo's job at Dortmund.
So Erling Haaland is Otto Addo's success?
Yes.
The Haaland
And they say it.
Yeah, they say it.
They say it
yeah,
openly. Then Bellingham say, in fact, Bellingham actually says that.
Are you referring to Jude Bellingham?
Jude
Yes.
Bellingham of Real Madrid.
Oh, at Dortmund.
Yes.
When, for Jude and
Yes.
Erling were both at Dortmund.
Yes.
Otto was their personal coach.
Yes. Bellingham actually said that there's a system that works really well at Dortmund. And he said, Otto Addo, that system is what works well. You won't get such coaches on a silver platter. Please, let's value what we have. Yes.
So he's a good player. He's a good manager of talent, maybe.
Yes. And he's a good manager
Because
of the
I think
players.
I've seen some improvements in Jordan.
It's true.
In attitude.
Yeah,
I
everything.
think I've seen something like that.
In everything.
Yeah.
I think that he learned from some of the mistakes he did. All of us, we must take responsibility as a country, as a federation, as the team itself, as the coach.
That
we must
what
take
we pampered
responsibility. We didn't take the AFCON qualifiers seriously.
The last one we just exited.
Yes, we didn't take the qualifiers seriously.
From management
Why?
to playing.
Everybody, the players, players were invited, 8, 9 players pull out.
That they won't come.
Yeah.
Idiot. This person. So they took the games, quite easily. But look at the qualifiers we've had. It's the best qualifiers we've had.
This World Cup.
Yes.
But admittedly, it was easier than the last one.
Hey,
Yeah.
Paul.
Oh, it was because
Teams have improved, though.
yeah, but
Cape Verde is going to
there's
the World
more-
Cup.
no, there's more space.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
So it's
you
naturally
can,
easier.
but
look at how we
more African teams
agree.
have come of age.
No, but we needed to beat Nigeria to
I
qualify.
agree.
That was not something. That was simple.
Yes, but it
And
was
we
under
achieved
the
it.
same. It was under the same.
Yeah, I agree with the
Otto Addo.
coaching bit, but I'm just saying that this.
So I
qualifiers
think
was easier.
that we should value him. Look at the goals we conceded. We were very mean in defense. We've improved in lots of areas. We are not a complete team yet, to be honest.
So you think we should keep him?
I think we should keep him. We say we need help. He already has help. What is Wilfred Schäfer doing? He already has help. Yes, I believe also that, like Sadick said, there are areas we should improve. The last World Cup, I was with the Ghana team. When I left the Ghana team, I joined the Moroccan team. And when I went, what I saw with the Moroccan team was shocking to me. Each player has one video analyst. One player, one
Analyzing
video
who,
analyst.
himself or opponents?
Opponents.
No. Oh, so I'm sitting with you. We are analyzing.
This is your
Ronaldo.
job to be with me.
Yeah.
You are playing, you are number 2, you have to face Ronaldo. The person is working with you on a daily basis. He comes with his laptop. You see the way he moves. He goes here, he goes here. That's this. Those are analysts.
It showed on the field.
Yes.
Morocco was difficult to beat.
Yes, those are analysts.
Yeah.
But imagine in Ghana when you say you are taking 26. The other day I was listening to the radio. Somebody said, "Oh, and Uncle Fodo team, let you know who also see players. You think they are going there to go and sleep?" Hey, Morocco went to the World Cup with 2 aircraft.
For us, most of
One for food.
Sani,
Yes.
there is evidence. For us, most of them go to the World Cup to sleep.
Hey.
That's true. No, we pack. I'm talking about key areas. We pack management members who go there to do nothing. So when I say key areas, Morocco had a team that's expected with 26 hours of penalties.
Say that again.
They had 26 hours
Of penalty rehearsal.
a day. So they had 3 penalties in the World Cup.
Yes.
And one off.
They won all.
They had 26 hours of rehearsing penalties.
Master, they are running
No, say that again.
Oh, yes.
26 hours.
Hours.
One whole day.
They
Yes.
had a penalty.
They are rehearsing penalties.
Penalty coaches.
Of how to kick the penalty.
I
Do
don't
you
know
know
how
their
they
video?
realized that they were
Do you know
doing
where
They went through 3 penalties.
3 penalties.
Yes, and 1-1.
1-1.
Their lead video analyst was the video analyst for Klopp when he won the Champions League. They bought him. They went there to buy him.
Liverpool's club.
Yeah.
Yes, his video analyst. They went there to buy him.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, we
In
can't
Ghana,
do that.
you can't do that.
We can't.
Which,
You
if you want
can't
to
do
go to the
that.
semi-final
You can't
of the
pay
World Cup,
heavy now. 250,000, 400.
No, we can't.
Even
No, but if we have to
40,000
go to the semi-final of the World Cup, okay, let me throw it back. We're running out of time. Just this one. You were in South Africa.
Yes.
And you saw the investment we made.
Yes.
And this was one of the most successful
Yes.
World Cups we
Yes.
had.
Yes.
The successful, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you say that our preparation then was similar to Morocco that you saw in 2022?
It was, I would say, to be charitable to the country, a poor man's Moroccan way of preparation. We did the best of the least, with the least. And it's the same. And I'll plead with our honorable minister, new honorable minister, that should start preparing the team in time. All of these things. There are a lot of people who talk a lot of things, sit on radio, say a lot of things. They have no idea about how football teams run. Please, Honorable Minister, it's good to take advice. It's good to listen to people. It is important you have a very good relationship with the federation and the management you are working with. Things that are supposed to be supplied, you deliver. The promises you have made to the team, please keep it. Let them have the peace of mind to focus on the task ahead. We admit Ghana is not a rich country. We cannot compete with Morocco in any way. But the same way you and I went to Presec, there were children of rich people and there were children of poor people like us. But we managed to compete with them.
Effectively.
Yes. Yes. So in the same way, we can be the poor children of Presec. And still go there and excel.
And excel, like we did in South Africa.
Yes, we can still
like we
do
did
that.
in Germany.
Yes, we have got the possibility. So I'm begging the minister, please, let there be peace and quiet and good relationship between you, the federation, the coach, and everybody. Let's prepare everything. Let's dot our I's and cross all our T's before even we get to December when the draw is made. Agree everything. All the outstanding bonuses that have not been paid, salaries that have not been, please pay it. Let them have peace of mind so that we are a country, when we make promises to people, we keep the promises and they trust us and we are honest. And I want to put one last point on board. And I say this thing, and I want to plead with Coach Otto Addo once again and the federation that maximum, these days FIFA takes 26 players to the World Cup. Maximum 15 players will play. And these days FIFA would pay at least $180,000 to each team that contributes players to the World Cup. There are local players here in Ghana. Of the 26 players will take, maximum 15 will play. Some will be on the bench. Please, don't give this money to foreign teams. Please consider some local players so that the money can come to Ghana. We can use it to strengthen some of the teams in Ghana. We can use it to help invigorate some of our
No, you mean the FIFA
teams.
money, they should give it to Hearts of Oak?
No, FIFA pays clubs. So if, for example, Real Madrid,
yes, clubs that are contributing the
players. Yes, it pays them money.
So if we bring the Crystal Palace gets paid.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So let's pull some from in there.
Yes, let's get
4,
some
5,
of,
6.
Yes.
So Hearts Kotoko,
Bidiema, Dreams FC.
I get it.
Yeah, all of
Please
those.
add Great Olympics
Yes,
to my team.
yes. Great Obua Kotoko. Add all of them, please. Send some of the players there. They will gain some experience. The money will come back to Ghana. Kotoko will use it to buy some players from Division 1. House of Folk will use it to buy some players from my
that's good
team.
advice.
Yes.
So of 26, at least guys give 6 local.
Maybe
It doesn't mean they have to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
But because most of them will go there and sit on the bench anyway.
You never know.
So
But
please,
I don't think that they will be selected just because we want to give them money. You never know where you get to in a World Cup.
Yeah.
We should not take chances.
we should not
If
know,
there are
but
two-
there should be a
if there
chance
are
for it.
two quality local players who can make the squad and compete. That's my.
I believe that
Like
there are some
goalkeeper,
like
yes,
goalkeeper
Asare.
Benjamin
Yes.
Asare. I mean, somebody
As
like
a
that.
he's
who can-
going,
yes.
he's in.
I don't think
He's
that
going.
any national team that is worth its salt will go to the World Cup. I agree.
And just give
fully.
5 or 6
When they
places
cannot compete,
just so that
because
they
you
can get
want
the money.
3 top players in right back, 3 top
Okay,
players. In
let
left
me
back.
come
But
to another
Sani
part.
makes a point.
Yes.
With the minister, I think of all the World Cups that we've been to, we don't get kicked out because of our inexperience, because of our
talent.
lack of talent,
Yes.
because the German World Cup, even the Brazil World Cup, even though we exited at the group stage, we were still ranked one of the best teams in terms of technical ability and talent.
Yes.
So we get kicked out because of lack of organization and indiscipline in terms of management and transparency. So when we want the minister to collaborate with the team, that should also not be reason for obscurity and shadiness. I think the collaboration should be because we want to be transparent. We want everybody to wholeheartedly follow the team. We don't want issues of this person is there because he wants money. So it's very important that now that we've qualified, the collaboration between the ministry, getting people on board should not be because they are affiliated to this person or that. We should create a very congenial environment for the team to go there, contribute the funds that we have the capacity to do, and get to the World Cup with the best of environments. If we have peace and calmness in the Black Stars camp, I think that we can even go beyond the quarterfinal. That I think is a very base for the kind of talent that we have in our team. Because if you give England the kind of talent that we have in the Black Stars, quarterfinal will be the minimum that they want to get to. They don't have the talent we have. If you give this to Sweden, to Denmark, then they would want to win the World Cup. So why should we have a team like that and go to the World Cup and then issues of interference, indiscipline, lack of organization, lack of communication, even between coaches and their players, they cannot communicate. These are issues that we need to furnish before we get to the World Cup.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Papa Kwakwe said that when did Ibrahim Sanni become this aggressive? Great filler, great show.
He's always been.
I've been passionate.
Somebody says, how come all your previous goalkeepers were discarded for Asari? Are there previous goalkeepers who were discarded for Benjamin?
There was Jojo Wolcott. There was Atizigi. We brought Richard Ofori.
Somebody says, how about Benjamin Asari and his potential or otherwise to keep the post against world giants like Spain, Germany, and Brazil?
I have this stance on local goalkeepers. Of all the times we've done well in AFCON and World Cup, we've relied heavily, save Olele. Olele that came in to dislodge Samir J at the World Cup. But if you look at the World Cup qualification, it was when the games got tough in South Africa FMB, it was Jojo who was shipped in there
as a goalkeeper.
As a goalkeeper. I think he arrived the day before the game in South Africa.
Yes.
So we need the local goalkeepers. Asari has the local experience. If there is a way to get exposure of top international games against Switzerland, against Brazil,
for him,
against Japan.
There are matches against Japan and South Korea in November next month.
We struggle to beat the Europeans because they look at our teams and they find flaws easily. And if a goalkeeper of his nature is in there without the requisite training and exposure is the biggest thing at the World Cup. That's why Kudus will step on the pitch and care less of whoever he's facing.
He knows them. He
knows he's better than them by the exposure.
Yeah.
So they bring a student from Kwabi Brim JHS. He comes to Presec, and the first thing that gets him is the inferiority complex and exposure.
Yeah.
He's seeing
not the quality.
Not the quality.
Yeah.
But when he has the exposure of staying in Accra and seeing some of these students, it is different. So you need to get the guys, the kind of games that will expose them to the highest level of technical abilities and the independence to make judgments.
Otherwise, we'll be conceding simple goals. That's so painful.
And you would think that Asari has never been a goalkeeper before.
Yes, that's simple goals.
Yeah. They will spend a lot of time studying him.
Yeah.
They will spend a lot of time.
And they will know everything.
They will know everything.
In 3D and
By
AI.
Exactly. They will know everything. They will look at the weak points, where you should kick the balls. And that's why Morocco, for example, took 26 video analysts to go to the World Cup. Because they want to pinpoint every
I've seen some of those where they say
shortcomings.
that this player always takes one step before he kicks the ball.
Yes.
And I've seen one that says the goalkeeper, when he picks the ball from the ground, it takes him 3 seconds, very long.
Yes.
So they know everything about him.
They know everything.
So they know that when he's about to pick the ball, go rush on him. Because it takes him 3 seconds to pick the ball.
Yes.
And then you see we've considered a goal.
Exactly. So these are some of the things. Simple
But that will
things.
be painful and annoying.
Yes, it will be annoying. We have to help Ben to be able to come up, and I think that he's done marvelously well to be able to get where he is. At this stage of his career, I think it can be a crowning
Let
moment.
me be ending it now. I want to tell you a story Kofi Amwa told me. But before then, Nigeria, Sadick, where are they? What's going to happen?
Yeah, so they are joining the 4 top ranked countries, the best 4 second place teams. And then they will go for the intercontinental playoffs. I think Nigeria has the longest routes if they want to get to the World Cup. And I love it because
Intercontinental playoff, that's after December.
There will be an intercontinental playoffs.
Africa versus Latin America versus
CONMEBOL, 4 continents. And
they are playing it together like a tournament.
They are playing together like a tournament.
But the playoffs, they are playing who? Or they are yet to decide?
Their DR Congo is there. I have DR.
Is that also like a tournament?
No, so they will have 4 best African second place teams.
So
they
4
will
of them.
play a tournament.
All play all?
All play all. The best team will then go and represent Africa as the sole team in the intercontinental playoffs. And after that, CONMEBOL will bring 2 teams. One from North America, CONCACAF.
Yes.
Then they will have Asia. They will come together to play a knockout. And then after that, you
are you serious?
You get 2 teams. You get so
our brothers are suffering. That's why a lot of them are shifting to Ghana.
No, so what you are talking about is but the World Cup is in June.
By the time the World Cup will be done.
They will be playing during the breaks for international.
So what do they do with the draw?
The draw, they will finish it before the draw.
They will finish before the draw because they will use the October 25th FIFA rankings.
But the draw is December.
Yes.
But the thing you are talking, Nigeria will finish all this before the draw.
Yes,
they have
because there's also a window
breaks.
for international
so
friendlies.
And the international breaks,
they will play. Yes.
So
our brothers will be going across the world.
But the international break, is it a long time enough for a tournament?
Oh, yes.
It's a 1 week break. It's from...
if you check the date for the
you took the route you wanted.
Yes,
so they will crash you in. Put you in play 2 matches in 2 days.
Yeah, the tournament is finishing in 3-4 days.
So if they have 8 teams, it's just 4 games.
All play all.
Let's say 4 games a day. And
simultaneous.
Not all play all. So they will select. The highest teams will play against the lowest ranked teams.
Okay.
So Nigeria may face Peru. And then the best from them will meet and get the best 2. That is the intercontinental playoff. So after finishing the playoffs in Africa with DR Congo and Burkina Faso,
Burkina Faso. It's not simple.
Burkina
Faso, DR Congo,
and Nigeria. So
it's 3 of them?
4.
And they are playing all play
all. Then they get one sole representative.
So Nigeria must win all these games.
They don't have.
Is it 1 game or is it in and out?
For the playoffs?
Yes, it's 1 game.
No, they will play. It's an all-play-all team.
So you are playing home and away?
Yes. No. They are playing a tournament in Morocco.
Tournament situation.
Yes.
So which country is hosting it?
Morocco.
So they will become there. A mini AFCON sort of.
This is serious.
Oh, challenge.
So fans will go to Morocco to go and sit down for
Super
4 days.
Eagles fans, they will go there.
And go and cheer their team.
You will struggle to know the route now until the FIFA
rankings are out. Yes.
To know which teams, even if
but whatever it is, by December 5th, it's all done.
Yes.
And Nigeria may be in.
They will be in Abuja, definitely.
Okay, and they may be at the World Cup.
Or maybe. I want them in Abuja.
All right, we have to end. Kofi Amwa told a story about the opening game of the World Cup 2026, where he was seated by President Kufuor and German international Lothar Matthäus.
Yes.
And when the game ended 2-0 against Ghana, and they were talking, and Matthäus said that he was cheering them up and said, Ghana. And he said, you are the only team that can win the World Cup, but you don't believe it.
Wow.
And it meant so much to him. He said, what did you say? He said, you people, you can win the World Cup, but you don't believe. Look at the game we just watched. Your team is going very far. Italy might win this World Cup. Your team is going very, very far. What you've just seen is the final. If you can do well, this is what Lothar Matthäus said, that you are the team that can win the World Cup, but we don't believe it. Because he saw the 2-0 defeat, and he thought that there was no reason why we should lose that game. That's the kind of thing you are talking about.
How many World Cups have we been in?
There was no reason why we should lose that game.
3 out of the 4 teams that we have faced and played squarely went
won.
on to win.
So Italy is 1, Germany is 1.
Germany is 1. You remember Germany were in the semi-finals also in 2010.
Yes.
2010, did we play Germany?
Yeah, we played Germany.
In South Africa?
Yes.
No, did we?
No, they won against us when Kevin-Prince Boateng and
his
brother clashed for the first time.
Yes,
we played Germany. So the teams that we have
played... So the mistakes is a big deal.
The tiny mistakes.
And the goals we considered against Korea, 2022.
Yes. These tiny mistakes, it will hurt us. But I think that we have to, it's about time we learned our lessons. That's why I pleaded with everybody. Those that should get their praises should get their praises today. The Federation has done well. FA President and his crew, they've done well. Coach Otto Addo has done well. The Minister and his team, you've done well. Praises are enough. We have enjoyed and celebrated you enough. Please get to work.
No, today is only Tuesday. They were at the Osu Children's Home. 1 week, another
1 week of celebration.
Yeah. Somebody said, I should ask you, Ibrahim, what do you do these days? Are you still with the CAF?
Yes, I am so everything you see on the CAF website is me.
Also, you are doing that.
I'm the lead content and also a media officer.
Have you taken over from the guy we used to know? Mustafa, is that his name?
No, Abuba.
Abuba
is in
Suleiman.
Suleiman.
Yes.
Now our boss is last September, a guy from South Africa.
Okay.
Yes. But I also.
So you are based in Cairo or you are based in Accra?
I'm based everywhere in the world. The job sends me.
Okay.
But
so will you be at the World Cup?
Yes, I'll be.
Will you be with the Ghana team?
I don't know yet. Wherever I want to be, I will be.
Anyway, okay, that's what we wanted to know. Sadick Adams, thank you very much for coming.
Paul, we are underutilizing Tony Bafo. I'm sure that
absolutely
this is something.
Is he not part of the team?
Not really, no formal role.
He just goes there to offer support.
If we want to go far in this World Cup, we should start utilizing Tony Bafo.
What role should we give him?
Team liaison officer, team organizer, whatever role.
And he can play the relationship between the coaching staff, management, and the players.
But when you were in management, did you guys use Tony Bafo for 2014 World Cup?
Tony Bafo played a lot of roles. Even in the last World Cup, he played a role. He played a role, in the relationship between players and the coaches and management. He played that role together with.
Was it formalized?
It was formalized, but
2022.
I think that we can do more. We can enhance him. A lot of the former players like Stephen Appiah, Asamoah have helped in these qualifiers. I think that more won't spoil the soup.
Why? What about Abedi Pele? You never mentioned him.
Abedi, is a self-respecting guy who doesn't meddle too much in many things. He keeps to himself. He does his own businesses. He doesn't want to bother anybody. He just enjoys his peace and quiet, but contributes to football in Ghana in ways that you don't see.
Yeah, I see what he's doing with the Medina boys, this Legon boys.
Yes. Even his grandchildren.
They are playing football already?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that Jordan
son.
Is
How old is he?
next big
He's
thing. He's
11 now. 11 now.
What is his striker?
Winger. Number 10.
Oh, I see.
Hey!
He's good.
Dribbling.
You know, some
Like his
people,
grandfather.
I think
some
he's
people
just
said
like his dad. His grandfather.
We should keep some of Abedi Pele's DNA
in the hospital.
his sperm.
Yeah.
So he can produce,
more. I agree with that.
Maestro, bring up way.
I'd like to leave it here, viewers. Thank you very much. It's been a long night spent. There's 34 minutes past 11. Thanks for watching. Good night.